boys and girls. Today we are going to be doing a similar lesson to what we did back in lesson 3 when we were rounding numbers to the nearest hundred with adding. So today we're going to be rounding numbers to the nearest hundred with subtracting. So when we're rounding to the nearest hundred, rounding means that you're making an estimate. You're not using the exact number. You're using the nearest hundred, which means your 3-digit number is going to end with 2 zeros. There's going to be a 0 in the ones place and a 0 in the tens place. So let's take, for example, the number 389. Okay, the nearest hundred would have to be in between 300 or 400. So right down the middle would be 350. So does 389 fall over in this area or this area? Think about that. And if I look at the place value, I have a 3 in the hundreds place, a 5 in the tens place, and an 8 in the tens place here. So that means 8 is greater than 5. That means my number 389 is going to fall somewhere about here on my number line. So is that 389 closest to 300 or closest to 400? Hopefully you picked 400. That is the correct estimate. That's the nearest hundred. Now if we take a peek at another number like 124, we would have to choose between 100 and 200. So all I'm doing is looking at that number in the hundreds place, and that's going to be my first hundred. Then I'm going to go to the next hundred, which is 200. So in the middle would be 150. So I have to decide now, where does this 124 land on this number line? Does it land closer to the 100 or closer to the 200? Well, if I'm looking at my midline here, 150, there's 5 tens. Here I only have 2 tens. That means that this number has to be less than 150. In fact, here's where 100 is. This would be 110, 120, 124 would be right about here. So, is 124 closest to 100 or 200? Hopefully you picked 100. So now if we're taking these two numbers and estimating 389 and estimating 124, now we're going to subtract. So we'll start with our estimate 400, subtract 100, and this is what I love about estimating. It's so easy to subtract. So you can just take that 4 minus 1, which is 3, and then they both have zeros in the tens and ones place. So the difference between 400 and 100 is 300. Have fun today on your 3rd grade math lesson.